Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 233. On this show, we showcase gun reviews, gear, and anything else a gun enthusiast may be looking for. We strive to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm your host, Chad Wallace from the Firearms Radio Network, your source for broadcasts for shooters, hunters, and all things firearms related. In this show, we'll be discussing a Nosler handgun and Faxon's 5-pounder. And tonight on the podcast, we are limited to only Rob, Tony, and I. So
hey, that's it, man. We're good. We got the three of us. We don't need the fourth wheel.
That's right. We don't need Zane. He's too busy getting
sneaking Zane.
Whatever
his last name is.
Yeah, we can't pronounce it. So what'd you guys do in guns? Somebody.
Guns this week. Went back out to the range. Had some fun with something. Oh, yeah. Had some fun with, I can't even remember what I did at the regular range, but Sunday went to Pennsylvania and actually broke out in freedom. Shot a bunch of cool guns, met some cool people over there, ran into a couple of fans of the show, which was really cool at the range. One of those, hey, aren't you Tony Simon?
Does that mean we have like 3 fans now?
Dude, it was really funny because we all just went there to chill out. It was me, it was Dan from New Jersey Concealment Furniture, it was Angelo, the winner of the Miniman Challenge last year, and Sean. And we had stuff that was, PA legal, which means America. And one of the guys there had a VZ58, which is the Czech better version of the AK. And ends up, him and I met when I testified in Trenton. And then he ran into me again when we did the speech in January, February, March. So he was really cool, let me shoot his guns. He was hanging out with his friends. And then one of the guys I met was named Tim. And he came up to me and went, hey, I always wanted to donate to the diversity shoot, but something always came up. So here, and gave me a donation at the range, which was really cool.
Sweet.
And
the best thing about that is you don't have to worry about paying Kickstarter or anybody their cut of that.
Yeah, that's true too. I don't have to worry about paying an anti-gun organization for my pro-gun money. So that was really cool, and I really appreciate those guys. Hey, man, this is the movement everybody gets involved in. That's all I'm saying, because I don't want any mail talking about how this is just a Second Amendment state lost cause. Because it's not. But that's what we did. We shot some really cool stuff. If you guys saw it, we shot the 45 caliber Mac 10 that Sean has. Semi-automatic neutered version. But still, it is a fun gun to shoot.
I thought you guys said freedom.
It is freedom.
You free to send money if you want him to buy the fully automatic version. But darn near by name, it's illegal in Jersey, and definitely the 32-round magazine. I think it's, and if you have a Mac, I think it's necessary you call it a clip, not a magazine. just for the old 90s sake. But yeah, it was a lot of fun shooting the AR or AKs that were Jersey. I mean, that's adjustable stock, 30-round mags, and then of course the drum-fed RPK that Sean had with 75 rounds was awesome. So that's what we did, and it was just fun, man. And people don't understand that lives in, as they call them, free states, how annoying it is to live under rules like that, drive across one bridge and have all of that stupidity negated. And you can just shoot regular guns that you can order and have sent to your FFL and don't have to have neutered before you can get them. It's really frustrating, especially now that we can only have 10-round magazines. Even though the law doesn't kick in until December, that makes it illegal to own 15-rounders, I can't buy a gun that takes 15-round mags unless I have that magazine neutered to 10 rounds before I leave.
Tony, just remember, they passed that law so no gangbanger can get out of prison within 24 hours for shooting an arts festival. Oh, oops. Sorry.
Yeah, oops. The biggest mass shooting America has never heard of happened on Father's Day.
Yeah.
in
Well, there were no
Jersey.
kids involved. That would have been at the second New Jersey high school.
What
It
are you
would have been
talking
on the
about?
freaking news.
A 13-year-old was shot, and it was in critical condition. But what I'm saying is the biggest mass shooting ever in New Jersey happened, and it never hit the national news.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I did.
Rob?
Well, let's see. Well, what I do? I picked up 2 new pistols, and I took them to the range. I picked up the Ruger L with the LC2, the 380, and the Ruger LC9S. I'm going to try those out. One is the LC2 is a pistol for the gym, and the LC9S as a pistol for riding my motorcycle. Took them to the range, had a good time with that. Took my FN9S to the range. Played a little bit with that Mantis X system, which that's a really neat system. And if I'd ever get off my butt and actually do a review, I could actually review that because that's a really fun. I don't know. I don't want to call it a trainer because it's more of a training aid or a practice aid. Something to help you while you're shooting, see how you're doing, give you instant feedback. But it's a neat system.
Yeah, I've seen it. Well, I've tried it out, I should say. Last year at TriggerCon, they had it. And I was like, yeah, this is kind of cool. And then the initial ones kind of had a few little bugs, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of what. But they're constantly improving it from what I hear. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to try it out myself. It looks really unique.
Yeah, and I think we're all on the should do some reviews in art category. But
it's called, we always want to say life gets in the way, this gets in the way, but in reality, I'm just too bloody lazy.
Hey, whatever. Let's see. Now, just because I feel like topping Tony, I went to the range Sunday, took some stuff out. I was working on that PCC, and I think I got it working now. I put a different trigger in it. So instead of a 3-pound trigger, put a 5-pound trigger in it, or adjusted it to 5 pounds, different trigger. And it seems to not double anymore. So that's a big plus. I took my car CM9 out and did a little shooting with that. But, of course, because we live in Free State and I knew people that I knew were going to be there, I took my M11 out with the 22 conversion kit in it. And let's see, 40 round clips, as Tony would want me to say, since it's kind of a small Mac 10. And, unfortunately for me, it has a little switch that says auto and not. So, see, unlike Tony, I actually got to shoot mine one pull of the trigger for a whole magazine.
That switch is the waste a lot of money switch.
No, that's why it's got the 22 conversion kit in it.
Well,
because that way it's affordable.
Also, it helps that you bought it before 1936 because you're old.
that would be 1934 before the paperwork.
I'm sorry, 1934. Sorry.
Yeah,
I wasn't there like you.
Yeah, actually, I think I purchased it in like the 90s. So back when a tax stamp took only 3 months to get for that.
Yeah, but they had computers back then that were much faster than obviously the Wells Fargo driver that we give our mail to now to ride it to Washington.
Those ATF guys were on it because, back then they didn't have computers. They had to literally, I think, drive the fingerprints over to the FBI, and then some FBI guy had to drive the authorization back.
So computers is where it slowed down at. Everybody's on Facebook and Instagram.
Exactly. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, my friends of mine had a fun time shooting it. I think there's a few videos on Instagram that Firearms Insiders tagged in, so you could probably go watch them and see people shoot it. So, oh, and by the way, Tony, it had the Form 1 suppressor I made on it too. So
nice.
So that's what you hate me. Why, you have suppressors too, Rob?
Yeah, but
Tony's the one. Oh, well, you can have it in Florida.
Yeah, I'm just too cheap to buy one though.
Yeah, well, I bought mine when I was cheap, and it was cheap. So
I think maybe one of the only things that are keeping me happily married is the difficulties in owning stuff like that. It's like,
and on the other hand, I'm sitting here going, I need to buy all the crap I really, really want, because if I find someone, I want to say, well, I've already got it, sweetheart. Sorry.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Like, where'd you get this? Well, I don't know. So one of the 3 safes in the front room. What 3 safes? There's always been 3 safes in there.
Or it's in one of the 2 in the bedroom.
Yeah,
I don't remember 2 in the bedroom. What?
I don't remember what I got. Come on, give me a break, babe.
So now that we talked about all that fun stuff, we'll get into the announcement part.
The legal crap.
No, not yet, Rob.
Oh.
Calm down, Rob.
Bandwidth sponsor is our buddies Jake and Riot over at Patriot Patch Co. They have new patches for pre-order, and those new patches are the Circle of Life and Space Force. So you guys can go there and check it out.
That was quick.
What? The Space Force? Yeah, wasn't
Trump
it?
started talking about Space Force last week, and I was like, oh, here we go, Space Force patch.
I know, I saw that too. I was like, wow. And if you like patches, join the Patch of the Month Club. Every month they send you cool patches, stickers. They've been sending out the kind of scratch pad or whatever they want to call it. And those are pretty cool too to go with the patches. And if you are shopping Amazon, you can use our affiliate link at firearmsradio.tv/Amazon, and we'd appreciate it. And if you want to shop Black Bag Resources and donate everything that you buy there to Tony and his 2A for E diversity shoot, use the code 2A4E, and all that stuff will be donated to Tony, and he'll probably tell you what he needs.
Like an upper receiver, low profile gas block, gas tube. That's it. That gets everything we need to build the AR. Right now, send an email to someone that said they're interested. Let's see what happens. If you want to know what's going on, hit me up at tony@diversityshoot.com, and I'll tell you the status of it, if we got it or not.
Sweet.
So basically, what we just did was financial disclosures.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now we're on to yours.
Now we're on to legal crap. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual co-hosts and do not reflect the official policy or position of the Firearms Radio Network and or their employers. Viewer discretion is advised. This is especially true on live shows. And now, since we're all too incompetent, we're all too busy to do a product review, let's talk about the Nosler 48 NCH. And commence the trashing. Ready? Set.
Hey,
we got to talk about it first. Chad has to.
Yeah, we got to tell people what this thing involves first.
It's ugly.
The first. No, it's cool looking.
No, it's not. It's cool looking.
It's ugly.
But okay, so 2-1 here, but we'll go on. First thing we got to tell you: MSRP, $2,495.
They're smoking crack.
And so far, that money goes to a free state. So I'm not going to get into politics. It's still a free state, but okay. I'm hoping it stays that way. And as Tony knows, we're going to try, but who knows? This thing is, the NCH stands for Nosler Custom Handgun. Woohoo. Amazing. What this is it is their single shot bolt action handgun. Basically, if you're old like Tony, you remember the old like Remington XP 100. Right. I missed that part of my life. I guess I forgot something. But that's kind of what they are. They're like long-barreled, single-shot, bolt-action handguns for hunting, target shooting, stuff like that. The stock is a billet 6061, T6 aluminum, basically chassis. It uses a mid-style grip, so the bolt is behind the grip. Free floated barrel. Looks like it uses an AR style grip. The one they put on it is a Hogue overmolded one. They coat the thing in Cerakote. You can get it in a variety of standard Cerakote colors. So, stock and action are coated separately, so you can get two different colors. Like the one they show a bunch of them, like black and an orange stock, silver and like a bluish stock, and the black with the gray stock, etc., etc. It does have a 4-port brake as an addition if you would like. The barrel is fully free floated. It is 416R stainless. They say it has a heavy contour. Okay. It is a threaded muzzle. Standard barrel length is 15 inches. You can get lengths between 12 and 18 on request. The overall length is 21 inches with the 15-inch barrel. It weighs a whopping 5.4 pounds without any scope or mount. Let's see if it comes in 22 Nosler or 24 Nosler or 7mm08 or 6 Creedmoor or 6.5 Creedmoor and 308 Winchester. Those are what it comes in. I'm going to start off here before I think Tony, our buddy, has a word with it. It looks like it does have a swivel stud on the front of the stock, so you could put a little bipod on there because that's probably how you're going to shoot it most of the time. And if you're into this kind of thing, handgun hunting, or I know certain states have differences make you specify if you're doing handgun or rifle. And so this is kind of, oh yeah, I'm handgun hunting, but it's really kind of a rifle with a short package, meaning caliber wise, you still get good velocity with like a 15-inch barrel on some of these. If you're hand loading them, even better. I think it looks really cool. As Tony said in the Instagram post, I think he said we're talking about space guns because it kind of looks like space gun.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know why they made it a single shot. I mean, I know by looking at their stock, but it would have been nice if it had been like had a 2-round magazine or 2-round blind magazine or something.
This, in my opinion, is pretty. I like the way it looks. Now, because I was into the old school, the XP 100 from Remington, which was a single shot bolt action rifle. And they use that for varmint hunting. And also they used to be a sport, that pistol shooting, that they would use these for. Now, the first Remington, I think, was a single shot like this. And then they came out with a second version and it had a 4-round magazine. Savage came out with one at the same time. It had a 3-round magazine. I forgot what it was called. It was a Savage.
Oh, I can see it in my mind, yeah, but I have no idea what it was called.
Scrambler or something like that. Anyway, the Savage had one. They no longer make it, but you can still buy them. And then TC had the Encore. Thompson Center had the Encore. Encore was much less expensive compared to it. Here's what gets me with this. It looks good, but the 6061, is that the name? That's the aluminum it uses?
Yeah, for the chassis.
Yeah, the chassis, the aluminum they use on the chassis, if it was used on an AR, would be a budget AR. Because that's the same aluminum they use on budget AR-15s. So now you have a chassis, the CNC engineer, which is the easiest thing in the world to do now. They cut aluminum and made a chassis. They have the trigger, they have the action of their Model 6, their Model 46.
48.
Which is a 48. It's a custom gun, by the way. They have a custom version of this rifle that you can pick everything out, including the optic that comes with it for this same price. You don't get an optic with this. It's not customized. This is as custom as you get it. And again, it uses low-grade AR aluminum if it was on an AR, and it uses any AR-15 pistol grip you want to use, which, sorry, but I'm just looking at this going, it looks awesome. That's a lot of money, and I'm not seeing a value for that money compared to something else you sell that's a full-size rifle.
And like, I get you on the price. The price, I don't think it's terrible for what you're getting when you look at like the price of like XP 100s.
Mm-hmm.
But the aluminum, I think that's 6061 on bolt actions is pretty standard for chassis.
Okay, wasn't aware of that, but I'm just saying. But I
But
am
yeah,
aware
I
of.
know what you're saying on ARs. Yeah, you're looking at a lower end over 7075.
Mm-hmm.
Now I get that. The price, I think, for people who want this, I don't think it's terrible.
Okay.
If it was, I mean, I'm not going to buy it, but at least, they did, I think they did a few nice things with it besides the looks. They did put a threaded barrel on it.
Mm-hmm.
It, granted, you can't customize it really, but in the price range for what it is, nobody else is really making one nowadays. And Nosler has a name for their bolt action stuff, so I think they're kind of playing on that a little bit.
My thing, maybe if it was less than only $100 difference between their top of the line custom rifle and this, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I get you.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not worth good money because again, it's Nosler, it's a Nosler action, but it's a single shot, no magazine, no bottom plate, no bottom metal. It's a barrel and an action, and you're breaking it off at me like it's the exact same thing. It's at the same price as your full size rifle, without the butt, without a magazine. You know what I mean? That's my only beef. I like the idea of handgun hunting and varminting. I like the fact that this comes in a bunch of different colors, but understand this is just a solid Cerakote job, a one color Cerakote job on an aluminum chassis that's like 15 inches long. I mean, let's not act like this is some big work from one of the custom shops like Blown Deadline, and you made it look like something from a battle worn weapon from Star Wars. This is just a one shot, one color Cerakote job. Again, not saying I don't dig it. I'm just saying that's a steep price to pay. This barely, whatever. Because I'm looking at the TC Thompson Encore,
Yeah.
and I'm not even saying it's in the same league at all, but I'm saying you get into shooting with a handgun, or you can step out and get a BFR from Magnum Research, which is a solid gun for like $1,100-$1,200 in a whole bunch of different calibers like 30-30, 44, 40, 444 Marlin. I mean, you can get all kinds of calibers in this too, and in a solid firearm for less money.
You get the BFR, I think, in 454 Kazul.
You can get a 454 Cazul, 445-70, 450
Yeah,
Marlin.
you can get a 45-70 in that thing.
Yeah, so I mean,
right there,
dude. Yeah. I seen these every time I go to one of the big shows, NRA or Great American Outdoor Show if they're over there, and just it is freaking awesome looking at these giant guns with the lockup. Same thing with the Smith & Wesson 460s and the 500s. Now, I'm not saying it's anywhere near a rifle cartridge in some of these, but you can get kind of close. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, I'm just about options. When you throw in something out with this price tag, why do you have less options available than you do on the custom rifle?
Yep. And what's kind of weird is it kind of says down, there's a little asterisk here. It says estimated time to process custom orders is 3 to 4 months. So do they do custom on this? That's.
Well, I think they're calling this whole pistol a custom order.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering.
Yeah, because it's called the Nosler Custom Handgun. So I'm assuming this thing is soup to nuts a custom build.
Right. They consider it all custom. Yeah. I gotcha.
So, and then the brake, I was going to say the muzzle brake on this is extra. So if you want that muzzle brake, you got to pay extra for it.
Yep. And it adds an extra quarter pound or something.
Now, I don't know a lot about these different calibers they've got, but my question is, I wonder what kind of a barrel you legitimately need to stabilize some of these rifle rounds.
I would think. You have. Go ahead, Tony.
No, you have between 12 and 18 inches.
Right.
Because some of it, you got 308, you got 6.5 Creedmoor, you got 6mm Creedmoor, and you got 7mm .08. You can look that up to find out what the best, because there's enough data on all of those that you'll find out what barrel length and stabilization and drop and everything else. And with 22 and 24 Nosler, both of them are new-ish, but I'm thinking they have a ton of data out on those too. So it's easy enough to find out. Yeah, I just went through everything again. And I think the only thing they don't say anything about is optics on here. So, all right, because I look at this on my phone. This is the first time I'm actually looking on the whole computer and seeing everything at once. So they offer different barrel lengths and different Cerakote jobs.
Right.
That's the custom, right?
Right. And well, and I think they're saying because it's a 48 action, it's a custom. It's one of their custom actions. Okay. I mean, it's Nosler. What do they make? Like one or two not custom rifles? I mean, they're kind of all custom from their factory.
So I'm going over it, and you know what? I made the mistake of looking at this like every other gun manufacturer, like we're dealing with Remington. You know what I mean? Nosler does limit. They have they make small batches of rifles. So I guess the price would be higher for their stuff. And I guess for all intents and purposes, this is just a rifle without the full stock.
Right. And the advantage is you can, because of the wonderful ATF laws, or that you can't take a rifle and convert it to a pistol, right?
Yeah.
See, so you can't take a rifle, cut it down, and put it in one of these chassis and say, "I have a pistol." No, you now have a short-barreled rifle. So you have to buy a pistol first, or a straight action, and then
Chad, are you talking about?
Because you can go from a pistol to a rifle and then back to a pistol if it was originally a pistol, in my understanding. Now, remember the disclaimer here, but you can't, if it's originally a rifle, you can't go to a pistol.
Yeah.
So you can't take your original AR that you bought with a 16-inch barrel, put a pistol stock on it and a short upper and say it's now a pistol. So
what I'm saying is you have to do everything you would do when building a rifle to build this. So the price, I guess, would dictate that it would cost as much as your rifle. Again, I'm saying it doesn't take a magazine, it's single shot.
Right.
And since you told me now that it's pretty much standard for what they make chassis out of, then I had to back off of that one. So Noslers are expensive, regardless whether you buy the handgun Nosler or the rifle Nosler. And maybe just maybe I've been spoiled rotten by Rugers and Savages and stuff like that. That's a lot less expensive. And if you're going to pay for it, you're going to pay for quality wood Nosler. So, all right, I 180 everything. Not everything.
Not everything.
Just the fact that I wondered about the cost of it compared to their custom rifle. Now that you've explained it to me, I roll back and go, all right, I ain't ever going to buy one, but it still looks cool. And
it's from our standpoint, Tony, the other thing is, they haven't been around for a while, these type of pistols. I mean, they have, but nobody's been manufacturing them. Mm-hmm. And if it starts taking off for them, if that's the case, then you may see somebody like Savage or somebody bringing out one again.
Let me go ahead and tell you right now, Ruger's gonna ruin it for you like they did everything else. Ruger's gonna ruin it and come in and undercut all of you.
But you get what I'm saying.
That top picture they've got with the red action on, or the red chassis,
orangish red.
Doesn't it look like? Isn't the compensator just a little bit off kilter? A little bit.
It might be the design of it.
Isn't that a little bit off, like by about 15, 20 degrees off?
I think it's not an actual picture. I think it's probably a drawing.
Yeah,
that ain't a drawing. That's a real picture.
Are the one
at the top?
Yeah, the orange one?
way at the top.
Yeah, I
the
see
very
it.
top of the page. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Calm down.
Well, I
bro.
still
Calm
think
down.
that, like we discussed before this begins, this reminds me of the Borchardt C93.
Yep.
Yeah,
One of
that old. Yeah.
It does look like it. One of the very first semi-automatic pistols ever.
It's interesting. It's cool. I'll give it a solid pass.
You know, there's probably a 99% chance that even if I had the money, I wouldn't buy one. But there's
I'd probably have to get far first.
There's 100% chance if somebody said, "Do you want to shoot this?" that I would shoot it.
Oh, every day.
And who knows? Maybe I would fall in love with it. That's where the 1% comes from.
I just wonder with something like this, depending on the round, what kind of kickback you get, because that 308 would be one heck of a kickback.
But the thing weighs like 6 pounds or 5.5,
which is why they've kind of set up shooting with a bipod in the front of it.
Well, most of these you're gonna. I mean, how often you're gonna probably have a bipod on it?
Yeah, you do.
Or that's how. Yeah.
No one's standing up and hip shooting this. No, I've actually watched these videos of the guys shooting these things, and you shoot it off of a table, you shoot it off of a stand, or tripod or bipod. It doesn't wreck you, especially if you use a muzzle device. But the crazy thing is the concussion from that muzzle device. A lot of people go, "Yeah, I'm not using that at all. Just using a straight barrel." It kicks more, but it's not so concussive.
Well, and like for instance, I have a Savage 99 and 308. Pencil thin barrel. Yeah, it's a lever action, but metal butt plate. And the thing I think weighs 7 pounds with the fixed 4-power scope that's on it. Something outrageous. And I'm not sure if I would. I think I might rather shoot a pistol that weighs 5.5 pounds in that than that rifle, because it's not going to be driving in my shoulder. The recoil is going to go back into my hand, so it's going to go back and up. But I don't know. I'd have to shoot one and find out. But yeah, I think it'll catch on.
I hope so, because I want to shoot one from somebody. Have one, and if Ruger makes one, maybe somebody will buy that one.
And I have to support Nosler since they're in the same state.
Hey, I'm not mad at you. New Jersey chased all its gun manufacturers out years ago.
Hey, Tony. Now, I'm gonna make you mad. This, I bet, is Jersey legal.
Oh, definitely. You can't hunt with it.
No, but you'd still need, you'd still need a handgun purchase permit. Which is stupid. I know, but it's just that's how stupid your laws are. I know, I get it. Okay, well, next up we have something that weighs less in a full rifle, and that is Faxon's. They're new just because it's lightweight, but it's kind of their rifle series. Their FX 5500, which is their lightweight AR-15. Now the MSRP on this is $2,099, which I guess is about par for lightweight builds nowadays, or lightweight factory rifles. It is your AR-15 style rifle. Let's see if anything here, blah, blah, blah. Okay. It uses, of course, their 14.5-inch pencil barrel with a pins and welded 3-port brake to meet the 16-inch requirement, of course. It uses the Faxon enhanced forged upper receiver. It uses Faxon's 13-inch carbon fiber M-Lock handguard, their lightweight bolt carrier group, a superlative arms adjustable bleed-off gas block. It uses a Radian Weapons Raptor LT, which is their lightweight Radian charging handle, which of course I can't complain because it's also an Oregon company. I guess I just throw an Oregon crap in here all over the place. The lower receiver is the Faxon enhanced forged lower receiver with their tensioning screw. It also runs the Radian Weapons Talon 45 or 90 degree ambi safety selector. It runs a Hyperfire EDT3 trigger, MF Mission First Tactical Minimalist stock. It does have a Magpul MOE grip, comes with a Lancer magazine, and it also uses their tensioning screw lower. Enhanced forged lower, not just their standard. I don't know what the enhanced is. I think it's just your normal. But it weighs 4.99 pounds, I think is what it said. Yes. So a hair under 5 pounds, but you get a complete rifle as opposed to a complete single shot pistol. As far as lightweight builds go, I think most of them come in 4.5, 5 pounds, I think. With them, I think it's a little cheaper less expensive. I shouldn't say cheaper than some of the other companies. You're getting good quality. I have never seen or had anything from Faxon that I didn't think was quality. My personal opinion. So I think you're getting a decent rifle for the price. Of course, that's the deal is, do you want to pay that much for a lightweight rifle or build one yourself?
Here's my opinion. One, let it be said that Faxon actually donated a gunner barrel to the Second Is for Everyone for our diversity shoot rifle that we will be auctioning off as soon as it's built. Faxon makes good quality products. If you were to try to build this, Faxon makes the upper, the lower, the barrel, and the handguard. So you'd have to buy them all from Faxon anyway, and then when you work out the price, it's still going to come out close to this. You can build a lightweight rifle for a lot less than this. You're going to have to source it. You're going to have to find it, and it's not going to have a warranty. I think it's about what you're going to pay for one, and I'm thinking of getting it from one of the better companies that produce these things. Now, if anybody follows some of the same stuff I do on the internet, you've seen In Range TV and the What Would Stoner Do project. Pretty much this upper is a lot of the same things that are on their What Would Stoner Do rifle. So, I mean, there's that. And they're running these guns hard because they're checking them out. So I have no problem with this. The cost, I'm always going to complain about the cost because it is what it is. But the minimalist stock, I have that on one of my firearms. I have that on, the minimalist stock is on the Rob rifle. That has a minimalist stock. Oh, no, it doesn't. No, what has a minimalist stock? Oh, the Sabertooth from Matador Arms. That has a minimalist stock. I want this 14.5-inch barrel. I want to do a lightweight build myself. And this is cool. Everything on it's lightweight. Everything on it's quality. Unlike something we looked at last week that had for about the same price in the GI trigger. This has a Hyperfire trigger. It has all decent stuff on it, man. I don't think you can go wrong with this.
The weird thing about it is on the Firearms Insider website, I actually did a review on the EDT3 trigger. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
A year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. Yeah.
And
carbon fiber. Go ahead.
I actually like that trigger. It's not as light as some of their competition triggers, but as far as a very good, trigger, yeah, I actually put the one I have in my go-to SBR just because it's that good of a trigger. So
nice. And the carbon fiber handguard is brand new. I think that just came out.
Yeah, I think they might have had them at SHOT Show, but yeah, they just released their carbon fiber line. I think they're making a stock. I don't know about the stock. Maybe that was somebody else, but they started making the handguards, and those by themselves just have to weigh nothing. Yeah,
and they are like $300 and something, if not more. The gunner barrel is not gunner barrel. The barrel isn't cheap either, but I'm looking at it going, they're a leader in the industry with a lot of stuff they did, and it's quality parts, and I ain't even mad at them, man.
I'm not either. I see some of the stuff on here, and it's the stuff that they didn't make themselves. They did a good job picking out the accessories, like the Superlative Arms gas block. That is a pretty cool adjustable gas block, and it's not one of the cheap ones either, and it's not a like it's a bleed off gas system, which it says here, but I think it's instead of like just limiting gas like some of them do with like a set screw or something, this actually bleeds it off out the front of the gas block, I think.
Oh, like it's a piston.
Similar, yes.
And the handguard itself is $350 if you bought it from them. So,
and that's the thing, is that carbon fiber handguards, that's about what they run. It doesn't really matter. I mean, we're talking about Faxon, but the other brands, they're right in that ballpark. So it's not like you're, if you put one on your rifle, yeah, you're going to pay $300 to $400. So there's an extra $300 you're going to pay just for them putting this on over like a Magpul, just throw on one.
Now, my thing is this, and I'll go ahead and channel my inner Zane because he loves doing this one.
Oh no!
Is it a serious rifle? Do you depend on a 5-pound AR as your go-to-war rifle, as your self-defense rifle?
Why not?
I'm like, I have no idea, dude. That's as far as my understanding goes. That question being asked.
Thank you.
My thing is, how do you know until you shoot it? We have regular GI issue, whatever stuff break all the time, especially if you beat it up. Now, if you're going to treat your gun like a piece of garbage, then maybe you shouldn't buy something lightweight with a lightweight bolt carrier group and carbon fiber handguards. Maybe that's not the gun for you because, you're a caveman and you need to buy an AK. But if you take care of your firearms, I'm looking at this going, if you're real serious about shooting and you're going to have this at a range a lot and you're going to have this running in classes a lot, you will love that 5-pound weight. Because
yes.
As someone who went through boot camp and spent hours with a nearly 9-pound M16A2, hey, you should work out. I was in the best shape of my life at that time, and it was still heavy. So for the guys that say you should work out, usually most of them either never served or just remembering things the way they want to remember them. At the end of the day, your arms are ready to drop off with that 9-pound rifle.
Well, and they made you hold it too. You couldn't even sling it or anything like that, right, Tony?
A lot of that stupid stuff. Yeah, they made you carry the rifle, and obviously you didn't carry it by the carrying handle, like John Wayne. But you could sling it. I'm just saying, a lot of fatigue gets built up when you're running real classes, and for hours.
Or even if you have even competition will, cause problems. I mean, look at me last week running that PCC, it started double firing on it. And, I had shot it before and never had any problems, but, it was just started shooting it fast in competition and started not liking me. And so those in classes are going to tell you a lot on what the rifle is going to do.
And again, you shoot it, you have all the fun you want, and you find out you don't like it. It's a Faxon. It's not a Franken gun. So it not being a Franken gun means you'll probably get a better price if you go to sell it than if you try to sell your Franken gun that weighs 5 pounds and people look at it as questionable. This comes from factory. I didn't see anything about their warranty, but it's a factory gun. It has to have one.
Yeah, I didn't look to see what it was, but it's a factory gun, so it's got something. And I think if Faxon's going to take care of you, I don't think they're, they're a good company. I don't think they're going to, have problems doing warranty work if it's needed.
So I didn't fling poop at this one. I feel really proud of myself. For you traditionalists out there and always want to buy a gun and crack the box open and run it to the range, it does not come with sights. Get over yourself.
Tony, it doesn't come with sights. I would figure for that price it should have sights.
Okay.
Or at least a pair of Magpul, front and rear
plastic
sights.
flip-ups?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something super.
I don't really care either. I just think it's funny. That's the only reason I said that.
Oh, okay. Hey, I see where you're coming from.
Well, I guess if you're going to drop $2,100 on a freaking rifle, you'll just you'll probably put a nice optic on there or a nice scope on there or something.
Yeah, there's a Trijicon or aim point somewhere in your future. Check out Hollison though. It's a good quality deal. Yeah. Hey, Faxon, just throw a couple of those knockoff Magpul plastic ones in there in the corner. Nobody's ever going to take it out the box.
They can sell them for $10.
They'll just throw it in their parts drawer like every other AR dude has a parts drawer, and that'll be their backup sights. That stupid padlock you get with the pistols, and all the other stuff you never use.
Yeah, I had trouble coming in.
Yeah, throw stuff at them. I'm telling you, man.
They're leaving, so I can't throw stuff too far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, your kids like you too much. If you just beat them for no reason every now and again, they'd stay away from you, wouldn't tell you bye when they're leaving the house. This parenting moment has been brought to you
by people who don't have kids.
Yeah, the people without any kids. Yeah, I get you. Okay, Rob, you got anything to say on this?
From what I know about Faxon, I've not had any direct experience with their products per se, but they have a reputation making a quality gun. And, by the time I look at it this way, you can part together or build your own rifle, but I'm not a big fan of that because you got to get them and build them and all sort of crap. It's just easier for me to just go out, buy one here, give me, and I'll just go shoot it,
Yeah, and that's exactly how some people are. And we need
built
people
lowers.
like that.
Lowers aren't that hard. Uppers, they can get, you want to get the gas tube set up and the gas block and all that crap. I just don't trust my mechanical inclination that good enough.
Yep, I got you. I trust my mechanical inclination, as you would say.
Mechanical abilities.
Yeah, those things.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Chad, of course, you trust your mechanical inclinations. Once you built a log cabin or two, you can do anything with tools, you old dude.
Hey, man.
Once you built your own wagon.
He's the one that really chopped down the cherry tree.
Yeah,
no.
he framed George Washington. He chopped down the cherry tree.
At least you said George Washington and not Roger Rabbit.
George was my friend, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? We actually have listener feedback.
Oh my God.
It's amazing. Okay, we got nice 5 stars from HBird23. It says he enjoys the show, keeps me entertained while driving. So as Rob would say, it doesn't put him to sleep. And next up is 5 stars. 5 stars also, and it's from Listen to This Show from Paulson26. And it says, this show is outstanding. Not only is it informative, the banter between the hosts is great. Tony, please don't ever change. If you are even slightly interested in firearms and accessories, this is a podcast worth checking out. Well,
I don't think we have to worry about Tony changing anytime soon.
No. Well, we thank you guys for the feedback. That's the kind of feedback we like. Keep
really
sending it in.
No, actually, we'll take any feedback.
Well, yeah, but this is the kind of stuff we like. It's they mean. I'm assuming they mean it. It's not Sean from the Firearms Radio Network.
No,
because then it would be bad.
Nice.
So now it's time for Tony to do his thing.
All right, kicking my thing. My name is Tony Simon. I'm from the Second is for Everyone Diversity Shoot. We get people from all backgrounds to come out and actually shoot guns and meet real gun owners as we, on an individual basis, as a grassroots organization, destroy the negative stereotypes the media has portrayed gun owners. We also talk about the law in our state, and we talk about various things, including getting people on the right road to firearms ownership, and we answer questions and we don't attack people. We really want to help grow the community in a positive way. Our next diversity shoot is August 2nd at Gun for Hire Range in Woodland Park. If you want to help us out, that's great. At the beginning of the show, Chad told you how you can donate to us. You can purchase tickets on Eventbrite for our event. You can check us out and follow us on Facebook at The Second is for Everyone. You can go to diversityshoot.com if you want to see our page. You can donate to our GoFundMe, or you can donate to our Patreon just by typing in "The Second is for Everyone" or 2A4E. That's the same way you can find us on Eventbrite, and it's the same way you can find our podcast. We're on Streaker, Google Play, and iTunes. So if you want to listen to the Second is for Everyone podcast, which is myself and Sean going off on things without worrying about ruining someone else's radio network, that's what we do. So I appreciate it all the time. You guys can donate. It'll be great. We're going to do some t-shirt sales. We're going to get some special stuff out. And I have some knives getting serialized that we can auction off or raffle off or do whatever. Stick around, see what we're going to do with it. I appreciate being able to come on here every week. I try to keep this short, but at least tell people what we do. Thank you, Chad, and thank you, Firearms Radio Network, for allowing me to come on.
Hey, you're one of our co-hosts. I mean, how could we not let you on here? I know, like, suppose we could fire you. We fire people and then make us here.
Are you really asking that question, Wallace?
Well,
seriously?
I don't know. So we're on to the wrap-up now. Send questions, comments, or feedback to gungearreview@gmail.com. Don't send it to Tony. He won't read it. Send it to Tony for his Diversity Shoot podcast. Then he'll read it on air and say it was me who wrote it or something.
That was funny because it was you that wrote it.
Oh, baby. Remember to subscribe and leave us an iTunes review. Check out all the other shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv. Be sure to visit the Firearms Insider for reviews and industry coverage if we ever get around to writing reviews because we're lazy here. Check us out on Facebook at /Firearms Insider. Follow us at Firearms Insider on Instagram. And thanks for listening to the largest pound for pound podcast on the network. And we are out.
Bye, Felicia.